Hello, I'm Carolyn.
And I'm Mercedes.
And I am Peggy. Together, we are
Destiny's Elements. We are your hosts of a new reality show experience called
Dialogue
Unleashed with a Difference.
We're going to be showcasing an up-close and personal, passionate, opinionated, informative, and even sometimes heated analysis of relevant and contemporary topics and events.
Such as movies, TV shows, best-selling books, current fashion trends, the latest YouTube happenings, and headlines making the news.
Today, we're coming from a Philadelphia area home, and we're going to be discussing the Casey Anthony trial. Does justice remain far from colorblind? Angela.
Why should you suggest that the justice system is remaining colorblind in reference to the Casey Anthony trial?
I say that only because there are so many statistics that support that. If you're a minority, if you're Hispanic, if you're Native Americans, you don't deserve the same justice as your white counterparts.
Well, what about forensic? You should be thinking about forensic. You're making a statement, but you have to look into the forensic and see how that play into the case.
Forensics is good, but statistics show us that if you are a minority, according to James Egan, who is the chairman of the National Association of Blacks in Criminal Justice, poor people, black people, Hispanics, Native Americans, they just don't deserve it. They don't get a fair trial as far as the justice system is concerned.
I think that we can look at what just happened over the course of this week with the Troy Davis case. And
Exactly.
can we truly say that justice is not colorblind? I feel that justice is colorblind because that young man lost his life this week over a case that was not proven with weapons, with DNA, and all of the facts remain that he set up an institution of where we're going to have to go into the legal system again and redefine this kind of punishment for that kind of crime. It was not proven that this young man killed that policeman in Georgia.
It sure wasn't, because 7 people out of the jurors decided that after they weren't coerced anymore, they decided that, oh, maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I made a mistake. So I agree with you 100%, Mercedes.
Okay, Peggy,
is this setting a precedent, though?
Did you?
With my forensic, I have uncovered the duct tape. It is not proven. The hair sample. The hair samples could be from any 5 member of the family because of the way it is set up. It was darkened at the roots. So they have not proven that. At this time, we are still looking to, more evidence to see how it is. What about the drowning? They claim she was drowned in chloroform.
As far as I'm concerned, that baby, when she was put in and she was obviously put in the trunk of that car, okay? They had evidence that some human remains was put in the trunk of that car, okay? That to me was enough evidence to convict her of being involved, though, Peggy.
Who put the baby in the car? You don't know who did it. Someone can put anything into your car. That doesn't mean that she committed the murder.
And it indicated that it was garbage that was in the car, that smell.
Food,
Rot food. So there is no evidence linking to that it was a human remain. We have the military forensic looking into it. We have the government looking into it. Yet she walked.
I wanted to say that our justice system is biased in that, when you talk about, you have some people with their agenda and they have all the power. Of course, people that are subordinate under them, they're going to make them, pay for certain things that they didn't have to pay for, or do more time than we would normally have to, that they would normally have to do. So basically, you know what I'm saying? So basically, it's the agenda of the people that have all the power that make all the decisions when it comes to the laws.
Are you referring to the government, or are you referring to individuals? Are you referring to the state? Who are you referring to? Minority, whites, black? Who?
I'm basically talking about the justice system.
Your justice system for
Pardon me?
Overall, you're talking about the overall?
We're all talking about the justice system in itself.
Well, overall, in terms of the justice system, it is biased. It is totally biased to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. There's no doubt about that. There have been so many studies out there that have proven this to be such.
Let's take a look at Lindsay Lowe, a 25-year-old Tennessee Caucasian woman who recently
Who is she? I have never heard
I've
of
never
her.
heard
When
of
this
her either.
came into play.
this just happened a couple weeks ago.
What does she do?
This young woman, she murdered her twin sons. They were born. No one knew that she was pregnant. When the sons were born, she murdered them by smothering them by hand, and she hid them in a laundry clothes hamper in her parents' home. Now, my question
How
is,
did they find the children?
Lindsay's father found one of the children in the hamper while Lindsay was at work working with in a children's
Is she
hospital.
mentally challenged, or is she lost her faculty? Was she going through something?
As far as we know, she's middle class Caucasian,
Wow.
working. She hid the pregnancy from her parents, all her friends and co-workers.
So it's a similar case to what we're discussing at this time with the Casey Anthony, where she killed, well, allegedly. Killed.
Yes. Except Lindsay Lowe did admit to killing her children. However, my question is, will the jury have empathy for her and allow her to get off scot-free because of her being a middle class?
We cannot debate this at this time because the case is an ongoing case. So we have not discussed what is going on since it's an ongoing case. So I think right now we should continue to discuss the Casey Anthony, which in that case we cannot discuss. Do you have anything else to bring to the table to support another case that we could discuss?
Well, what we can do is, we know that because she is a Caucasian white woman, okay? We know that if she has money, we know that she will be handled differently in the criminal justice
It's not
system.
necessary that
And
she
her
has
outcome
money.
might be different, Peggy. It might be different because she may have the money, okay? Because as far as Casey Anthony was concerned, so many pro bono attorneys step forward and say, oh, we'll just handle your case. You know, it makes me wonder, okay, how many African American, Hispanics, or Native Americans attorneys would have stepped forward and say, okay, we'll step forward and we'll represent you. Okay, many times in many situations, 1.4 million
The
African
only African
American
American that I could discuss at this time would have really stepped forward as a pro bono case, which have just passed, was
Johnny Cochran.
Johnny Cochran.
Well, he's gone.
Well, he's gone. And
He's gone.
have you anyone that you could discuss or come to the table that you could use a name
But
or
what
someone?
we have to look at in the Casey Anthony trial, she had pro bono attorneys. Her family
How is
didn't
that
necessarily.
racist though? If we have a congressional black caucus, if we have hundreds, maybe thousands of black attorneys that can step forward and represent someone, how is that racist? I don't understand. They have the opportunity to say, okay, I'm going to represent this client.
Yeah, that's what
So where's the racism here?
I don't understand that either. That's what
But
we're
the trial itself, were there any African Americans who were represented, who were involved in the courtroom?
No.
Okay, to where they can actually speak up to say that at this point in time, you're being racist. The system is colorblind. The justice system is colorblind. To where they point that out for us to have this controversy at this point in time,
No,
in which
that
we're
was
having
not
now.
part
I
of
don't
it.
think it applies to this
It did
trial.
not apply to this trial.
I don't either.
It have no bearing on this trial.
The question, like, is the justice system remaining colorblind? And you're saying it in essence to the Casey Anthony's trial. I don't see what you have involved in her trial that supports that the justice system is remaining colorblind.
I say that because we have 1.4 million African American men who are not even able to vote now. Okay.
Well, they're incarcerated.
Well, they're not able to vote because they committed a felony or whatever, and it in my opinion, it does remain colorblind to a large degree. I believe that these attorneys that represented Casey, had this been a black woman, I just don't know if they would have stepped forward. I'm not sure if
So
they
then
would have
where are the
stepped
black
forward.
attorneys? Why can't they step forward?
Right.
Where's the
Why do we have to
statistic?
wait for someone else to step
Where's
forward?
the statistic? I need a statistic.
Yeah. Why can't the black
say
attorneys
this.
step forward?
Stay tuned. Coming to a city near you.